So beyond, and this is what I really appreciate about Scouting, beyond the advancement itself, what Scouting has offered these young men is not just the opportunity to be in the outdoors, the opportunities to go out in the snow and to go swimming and go to camp. What Scouting has really afforded each one of the young men sitting here today is the opportunity to pursue becoming men of character, to pursue becoming men of discipline, and most importantly, to pursue becoming men for others. And so none of this could be possible without the support of the PacSky Council staff and the Scout Reach Committee volunteers of the Executive Board. And in addition to the leadership and guidance, they've supported Troop 1 financially by providing us uniforms, camping equipment, of course the summer camp camperships to Camp Oljedo, and the funds that we so need for all of our monthly adventures. So, and thanks to your generosity today, it looks like the future for Troop 1 looks promising. So thank you all very much for making our program possible. I'd like to now introduce Joseph, who will share a couple words about his scouting experience so far.
Hello everyone, my name is Joseph Thornton, and I'm currently a first-class scout and a junior at Eastside College Prep. I have to... it's an honor to be before such a special audience, so thank you. For me, scouting has been a whole new experience. I've been given the blessing to spend even more time with my peers in a new environment that is both fun and educational. I remember our first camping trip as a troop at Camp Cutter last year. We hurriedly organized the trip only days prior to it. We knew that we'd be the only troop there and we would have access to the kitchen. So we put together a menu of pancakes, spaghetti, and even fried chicken. Since this was our first troop experience, we were just planning on learning basic knot tying and orienting maps. But we were all excited and ready for whatever we planned next. Our first night there, we were able to sleep in the cabins available at Cutter until we decided to brave it out the next night and pitch tents. I can honestly say that we learned a lot from that first camping trip and had a whole lot of fun doing it too. In the fall, after spending a week at Camp Oljedo, we finally returned to Cutter and proved to ourselves just how much we learned. We experienced another first as we attended the fall camporee. This time, we organized weeks in advance and planned a menu that included sandwiches, eggs, rice, beans, and a lot of carrots. Throughout the day, we were tested on first aid, pioneering, teamwork, scout spirit, fire building, hygiene, and even our cooking. At the final meeting of the camporee, we were proud to find that we placed in 7 of the 10 events, achieving the Presidential Award for the highest scoring troop. So I can confidently say that the boys from Troop 1 have definitely received an excellent experience from scouting. My scout master, Mr. Chan, insists that this is a direct result of our excellent leadership. But I know that it's because of a group of kids who take pride in everything they do and genuinely value their scouting experiences. I can't deny that I've been able to expand my leadership skills as our troop's former senior patrol leader. But the demanding position of SPL has begun to teach me organization skills, communication skills, and overall skills for life. It's become easier to help others improve, as it also becomes easier for me to recognize my own flaws. And I'm certain that scouting will continue to improve my leadership skills as well as my bonds with my friends, all while having the times of our lives. Since becoming a scout, I've earned the rank of first class and earned about 5 merit badges. I plan to continue in the program with the goal of reaching Eagle Scout. Congratulations again to Mr. Williams and Mrs. Marshall, and thanks for all that you do to continue to support us. Thank you.
Thank you, Darren and Joseph. Wasn't that a great story? We appreciate you sharing the huge impact scouting has had on your lives. The progress Troop 1 has made over the past year since its existence has truly been remarkable. The troop members are seated at the table tonight, at your tables tonight. Would all members of the outstanding Troop 1 please stand to be recognized? Way to go, Troop 1. Yeah. All right. What you guys don't know are you're doing dishes later. All right. From what you've heard tonight, this is only part of our Scout Reach story. As we collaborate with community partners, including the Boys and Girls Club of the Peninsula and Mid-Peninsula Housing, this program is introducing scouting to hundreds of other boys in underserved communities here on the peninsula and making similar impacts on their lives. In order to make this event happen, it takes a lot of resources and manpower, as you can imagine. What you've contributed tonight will help us to continue the program. With additional support, we can expand the program and serve even more young people here in our community. Many of you here tonight have made a very generous contribution in recognition of Carol and Bob, and for that, we say a heartfelt thank you. If you happen to be a guest tonight, or feel moved to serve more young men like Joseph and those other scouts in Troop 1, then I invite you and encourage you to make a gift tonight to support our Scout Reach program and our local youth. As for the breaking news that I alluded to earlier, I am super excited to announce that the Crittenden family of Atherton has made a $25,000 challenge grant to match dollar for dollar all funds raised during tonight's program. That's worth a round of applause. In fact, that's worth, Bob, is that worth a high five? I'm going to come give you, is that a high five? I think so. Try not to make you get up too many more times tonight, Bob. Thanks. The scouting good terms keep coming. I was informed earlier tonight that we have 5 additional anonymous gifts that we're going to add to a total of $5,000 for tonight's total. Executive board, that's worth a yahoo, huh? Woo! Come on, board, where you at? A woohoo! All right. So doing a quick recap of the numbers, we're at $280,000 for this evening, and we're only $20,000 short of Bob and Carol's goal to raise $300,000. Let's put it over the top tonight. In your program, the annual report right here, inside that you're going to find an envelope. Looks just like this. And inside the envelope is a card. In order for you to make an investment to add to Carol and Bob's legacy for scouting. As you can see on there, investment of $1,000 helps send 2 scouts to camp and provides all the resources they need as far as uniforms. $500 sponsors a merit badge sponsorship, many of which are highlighted at your table tonight. $350 will send a young man like Joseph to have a dynamic summer camp experience, but any level of support is truly appreciated. Now on the back of that same card, you'll notice is a place to share a personal tribute message to Bob and Carol, which we'll collect and be putting in a commemorative photo album after the dinner. We're going to take a few minutes to allow you to consider your donations and write Carol and Bob a personal note. Each table has a collection envelope on it in which you can place your card. Staff members will come around and collect that card and the envelopes. And later on this evening, we're going to give you a tally for that. While you're filling out your cards, I'm going to ask a special guest to come up here and share a few thoughts. I'd like to introduce Pitch Johnson. Where's Pitch at? There he is right here. Okay. Pitch is a former Distinguished Citizen Award recipient for the Pacific Skyline Council. And Pitch is a Distinguished Eagle Scout. So he's going to take a minute just to give his thoughts on the scouting program.
I did want to say a couple of things about scouting. I remember as a kid hardly being able to wait till I was 12. You had to be 12 in those days to become a scout. I'd read about the scouts, I'd heard about the camping, and those are the things that attracted me. So when I finally turned 12, I wasted no time whatsoever in becoming a scout. and then in Troop 37 in Los Altos. But I didn't really realize, besides the excitement of camping and being out of doors and hiking all the way to Cupertino one time, by the way, I didn't realize what else scouting amounted to. And I think two major things came out of my scouting experience that were lifetime value. One was the constant refreshing of the Scout Oath and the Scout Law, which we did every meeting in our troop. It's stated out there in front for a bunch of young men, boys actually, to state these kinds of ideals, say them over and over again, and they stick with you. And I believe and I hope that those ideals have stuck with me. I'm sure I failed to live up to them sometimes, but most of the time they provide tremendous guidance. The second thing I wanted to mention that was so important about scouting, when I learned about being an Eagle and getting to be an Eagle, it gave me a goal. It gave me, for the first time in my life, I had what I considered a major goal to shoot for, and after a few years' time and plenty of merit badge work, I did make it. So I think those two things of constantly looking at the ideals of scouting and giving me a goal to pursue and finally achieve were two important parts of my life, and I'll never forget that, and I'm indebted greatly to scouting for those opportunities.
So thank you again for your support. We appreciate that. Please take an opportunity to fill those cards out. They are important because we're also going to share the tribute messages with Bob and Carol. And with that, I will turn it back to Ted.
It's a tremendous room, a great collection of people, and as you just heard Ken outline, what we're all trying to achieve tonight to help scouting, it's pretty astounding, and a great tribute to Carol and Bob. For over 100 years, the scouting program has had a positive influence on countless people, alumni like Carol and Bob, who've done amazing work to build and support local communities. Tonight celebrates scouting's rich history and heritage. The highest rank that a young man can earn in the Boy Scouts, Eagle Scout. The highest rank for a young woman, the Gold Award. Less than 4% of youth that join scouting programs earn these noteworthy honors. So we'd like to recognize all those who have. All Eagle Scouts and Girl Scout Gold Award or equivalent recipients in the audience, please stand right now and remain standing while we applaud you. And now we'll see if anybody's left seated. Everyone who was in Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts as a youth, please stand. There you go. Pitch, you're okay. You already stood. And a big round of applause. Now, if you're a parent, grandparent of a Boy Scout or Girl Scout, please stand. That tells you what this room is. It's an amazing event. What a connection to scouting tonight. But one more big round of applause for all of you who participated in some way in making this possible.